Hello, this is Terry Joyce. This is we're getting ready to do Hollywood Hemptress Hour. It's close to midnight. Just doing a few final things that I need to get done before we start. I uploaded a comedy video. Tonight we have Jason Stewart, which is a comedian that I've known for many years, and same problem again. Wonder why it's doing that. Trying to upload something funny and it's not working. Huh. Let me... Huh. Let me double check. Okay. Okay, something weird with that file, so I'm going to take this one out. Delete. Okay, video, MP3 oh no, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want to like go off of Facebook. You know how like you don't switch a page and then it like all of a sudden you're off of it and that sucks. Anyway, let me see. I posted this earlier on my Facebook page. It's a Jason Stewart comedy bit. Okay, here we go. No, I want the HTTP for it. So we don't want to. Okay, this is an advertisement. We're going to pause it. Click onto the share button. Go like that. Copy that. Go into here. We're going to convert it into an MP3. I don't know what happened to it. It did something really weird. So, let's see, just a minute. I had to re-convert it to MP3. Oh, this probably isn't interesting, but no one's watching anyway, so whatever. Alright, yeah, that's here, Go Dancing name on page. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. Yay. Okay. Okay, so we've converted it. Congratulations. I'm downloading it to my computer. Okay, and then looks like you think VTube is kick-ass. Yeah, but I'm not going to share it. Okay. Let me see. Okay, we got it now. So let me see. Wow, I impressed myself. I am going to get this done. All right. There was something wrong with the file. Okay, he got it. Cool. Yeah, that was exciting. Okay. I feel like a computer geek now. All right. I'm really bummed because I need cat litter and I didn't have time to get it, and so I hope my cat doesn't peel over the carpet until I go to the store. I'm a bad mommy. All right. And okay, so we're starting any second now. We are 2 minutes till midnight. Let them know. Come on, call me. Okay. Hey!
Howdy, howdy.
Hi!
Does the site look great?
It looks really good. I'm so excited. And then do you see Jason Stewart's number? Did you get that okay?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Norfart's got two of these. I'm not sure which one he's on.
The one with the picture.
Okay.
He doesn't have a picture on it. There you go.
Oh, there
Okay.
it is.
There we go. And then conversation. Add people. Jason Stewart.
Hey, Kevin.
Hello.
Did Norfart answer?
No.
It didn't look like it.
He might be waiting till the last minute.
Pretty close.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 3, 2, 3, 4.
That's
6,
interesting.
3,
Let me double
7,
check. Let me double
0,
check his number
2,
just to make sure I'm right.
is not available.
Alright.
Let me see. Let me go here.
Oh, man.
That's so weird. I don't even have him in my stuff now. That's strange. Hold on. Oh, here he is. Okay. Jason Stewart. And 323-463-7026. Is that what we're talking?
323 what?
323-463
63
7026.
7026. And I'll see what you sent me. I just did a copy and paste.
Okay.
Go back to your other thing. You sent me 323-463-7026.
Okay. Maybe he just didn't hear it, or I'll try it again.
Alright, I'll try it again. Let's see. Conversations. Add people. Jason Stewart. Conversation.
Jason, it's Terry.
Hey.
Terry Joyce.
Yes,
Did you forget the show?
No.
Oh, okay. For a minute I thought maybe you were sleeping. I was like, oh no. It's not uncommon.
I dozed a little.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's a, it's definitely. I appreciate you being here tonight.
Okay, I'm going to hit the live button when you hear the music.
Okay, all right.
Here we go.
Here we go. It's showtime. I can't hear the music.
So can you hear it?
No.
Alright.
Don't hear any music either.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live.
Welcome to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on iHeartRadio and the Time for Hemp Network. Thank you for tuning in. Today I have my co-host Kevin Korn. Welcome to the show, Kevin.
Yeah, great to be here as usual.
I'm happy to see your face here. I don't know what happened to Northblatt. He's kind of.
I don't know. I do know that we did get some pretty good pot today. Like it's so good. It's not even fun to smoke because as soon as I smoke it, 10 minutes later I am out cold.
Really?
Yeah. And I went to Northblatt today to kind of almost complain about it, and he was like, "It's the best sleep I've had in over a week."
Oh. You know what? It's understandable. Sometimes Northblatt, I mean, he has a family and everything, and I'm trying to make a better excuse than that it's really good pot. I'm trying to save his face here for a second.
I'm blaming it on the pot.
You blame it on the pot, or it's hard when it's weird when it comes midnight and there's good weed. Sometimes you just miss your show, right?
Right. Sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed.
Right. Thank God I'm here. God, what would happen? So we have a great guest tonight on the show. Actually, this is a comedian that's been a friend of mine for a long time. When I was starting out doing stand-up, I believe that I was opening or emceeing at the Long Beach Comedy Club in Long Beach, California, like years ago. And we're still in show business. I think we deserve a badge of honor for that. But I'd like to welcome to the show a very funny stand-up comedian, Jason Stewart. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much. I know you. We worked at that club together. That's why I met you. God, I have no idea what's going on, and I don't even smoke pot.
Yeah. Well, I looked a lot different then, so you might not remember or put two and two together, but I used to have dark hair. Do you remember me as a brunette?
That's exactly why I didn't remember. Yes, it's the hair color.
Yeah.
It's like it's completely changed who you are. No, I'm remembering now. I'm just so affected by my own presence that it's hard to remember everything.
Yeah, it's been a while. I just worked with a man recently. He's a booker out here in the Northwest, and he just called me up and left a message recently. And he goes, "Were you?" And I hate to say the year, but I'm going to because I don't care anymore. He said, "Were you doing comedy at the Long Beach Comedy Club around the late 1988, 89 time?" And did you, were you a brunette? And I said, yes. And he goes, oh my God, I just remember I actually knew you back then. And, then and he even repeated my old act, which is funny to me. But anyway, yeah. What?
And I had hair.
Yeah. I think you said something about hair. For some reason, you were breaking up there a little bit. Say something again, Jason.
I actually had hair then.
Did you not hear me?
Oh, I hear everything you're saying. I can hear you great.
Okay, great. I couldn't hear you very well for a moment.
Maybe it's because you've changed your hair color.
Maybe. A lot has to do with hair color.
Maybe you weren't talking right into the telephone, or maybe your gut is on speakerphone, but you sounded like you were talking through a megaphone from 1933.
Are you talking about me or Jason? Oh, okay.
Jason.
Oh, okay.
No,
That was.
I'm in the same. I'm in the same place I was before.
Oh,
I'm lying in bed.
oh,
I'm
really?
wearing a T-shirt and a
Oh.
pair. No,
What else?
and a pair of Calvin Klein underwear.
Oh.
And the T-shirt does match. They're two different shades of blue. So in case anybody wants to call in, I am still single again.
Oh. Great. Well, anybody who wants to call into the show, Jason is available. The other man that spoke for a minute is Casper Leach, he's the founder of Time for Hemp, and he's running our soundboard today. So, thanks for being.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, yeah. So, Jason, here's my thought about the correlation between cannabis or marijuana legalization and the gay rights and gay marriage.
Oh, because I thought cannabis was a sweater. For the longest time, I thought it was a sweater that Woody Harrelson was wearing.
Here's the correlation. If a man lays with another man, he shall be stoned.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
And I am stoned when I lay with my boyfriend. Back and forth. He gets stoned, I get stoned, and then we get naked, and we get stoned again. It's great.
I don't think Terry should be here for this conversation. It just seems wrong.
So, like, you can't.
And also, just so everybody knows, I am lying in a sleigh bed. I have a sleigh bed. I used to think that when I first bought it, I thought they said slave bed, and I thought, God, the slave had such great taste. But it's a sleigh bed, so it's a little different. So anyway, I just thought I would share that information. And the blanket is gray.
If I come over this holiday season wearing antlers and nothing else, will you whip me and make me fly around the room?
No, I don't think I could date a guy that had antlers. I think that's where I have to draw the line.
I'm just that amazingly horny. What can I say?
But my blanket is a textured gray, so it matches with my blue Calvin Klein.
Well, I think every guy should wear a blanket when he plays with me.
Wow,
Oh,
I'm impressed. I'm impressed that your blanket goes along with your coincides with your underwear. I'm nowhere near where you are in terms of coordinating my bed space.
Well, I am because I like things to look pretty.
I wear underoos, and that way I know that they match. My giraffe matches my giraffe, or my tiger matches my tiger, and that's how I know I'm okay.
You have animal prints?
No, underoos. That way you know you're always coordinated. You match the animals on your pants, and if you're
just like Barbara Streisand did in On a Clear Day.
Yeah.
Remember that the bedspread matched her nightgown, and the nightgown. I mean, you almost didn't know where things stopped. And that song, "Go to sleep, girl, go to sleep, go to sleep," because she couldn't go to sleep because she was upset. And I think she couldn't go to sleep because she had that wig on, and it was so uncomfortable. How do you sleep in a wig? I don't know.
Well, I'm not wearing any underwear, so how about that? But I don't think
that was really way too much information.
I'm impressed. You guys have some great underwear. I need to catch up with the program. Now I didn't know that they made underoos in adult sizes.
They don't. I was just being silly.
I know. So, Jason, you came out as a comedian, but before
20 years ago.
20 years ago. Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, it's my 20th anniversary.
According to Paul Lynde, there's no such thing as a gay comedian.
Oh, really? Did he say that?
No, again, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. I thought you're making up all sorts of things.
But you came out like 20 years ago, and what was that? Was that 1980? What is 20 years from now? 1993. So, had Ellen come out yet?
No, she came out in '96, I believe.
So you came out way, way earlier when it wasn't as hip to come out.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. People say that it never feels like there was a time that it was hip. There's always something that seems to be attached to it. You come out before, you come out when Ellen did, and then Ellen complained for years that she didn't work for years after that, and I would have killed you and everyone on your show to have her career. So so it seems like everybody. There's always a time when Neil Patrick Harris first came out. He didn't want to be known as an openly gay actor. I think because you have to take. There's a time you have to take to adjust to it,
Uh-huh.
and then it doesn't mean anything after a while because it becomes part of who you are. It doesn't have the same meaning as it did 20 years ago. I mean, if people want to go to my website, which is jasonstewart.com, STUART, on the video page, there's actually a clip from me coming out on the Geraldo show. And it was so interesting because the climate was so different then. People talked about me like I was a circus person or like I was a science project. It was so different than it is now. But there is still, the prejudice is still there. We're still not playing our own roles, and we're still not allowed to play, as many roles as straight people. We don't have the same, employment opportunities. I just met with a new acting agent yesterday. She's a girl in her 20s, and she was saying how, you could see how it just didn't mean anything to her, which was so wonderful. I love that. But yet the other agent in the office who was in her 40s, she understood that there are some people who will just never see you being able to play different kinds of things. So it's really where over 30 and under 30, there's a big difference in perception.
Yes.
May I say something?
Yes, sure.
Well, I can kind of understand that because, like Patrick Harris Jr., the guy who plays on My Mother's, or How You Met Your Wife, whatever it is, right?
How I Met My Mother, yeah.
We all know he's gay. He plays this womanizing skirt chaser on the show. And every time I watch that, I say, I'm an openly gay man. And I always say that. I can't believe that. I mean, he's openly gay. He doesn't really fit that character. And to be honest, when you know somebody is openly gay, it's kind of hard to watch them play a straight character. Like when you watch somebody who's openly straight play a gay character, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
So you don't think that he does a good job on the show?
I mean, he does a good job as a character actor, but when all is said and done, you walk away going, that was a gay man playing a straight man. So, I mean, I get it, why it's kind of hard to get.
Really? So maybe that's, so you feel that anybody that plays a part should play the part of who they are. They shouldn't play something different than who they are.
Well, I'm just saying that when they play something different than who they are, they shouldn't be surprised when who they are gets in the way of who they're playing.
But you know what? But
I don't necessarily agree with that because, I mean, does that mean you have to be I don't know, if you play a murderer, does that mean you have to be a murderer? Does that mean if you play someone who's a dad and you're not a dad, does that mean God, it seems ridiculous?
Well, no,
we know George Clooney played a dad in the movie The Descendants, and we all know that he's a playboy and that he has this great reputation of being a womanizer and liking women half his age. The character was completely different than who his persona is. So he was Oscar nominated for that. So does that mean that
it's still a lot like watching your best friend who's everybody knows he's gay but won't come out of the closet and be real. He's pretending that he's dating somebody. He's got a girlfriend. He's out with the cheerleaders, and we all know he's going back home to his boyfriend. That's kind of like,
I think of myself as an artist. And I think that I played a lot of like I just played an officiant at a wedding in this movie called Love is Straight, starring Alfred Molina, John Lithgow, Marissa Tomei. And I have never done that in my entire life, and I can't even imagine myself doing that. And I thought, wow, that's just something that's completely different. And people would look at me, they go, God, I don't think Jason would ever do that. I played a criminal in this movie, K-11. I can't imagine me playing someone so mean and so, and I played all sorts of different kind of characters. I played a straight guy who was the manager of a golf company in a movie called The Guest House. So I played all different kinds of parts. I was raised in Los Angeles. lived in Los Angeles my whole life. I played a New York guy in an episode of The Closer who ran the manager of a storage facility. If I was managing a storage facility, I would kill myself right now.
So wait, so you mean to tell me if you ever saw Richard Simmons up on stage playing a...
Richard Simmons is not an actor.
Well, yes.
Simmons is not an actor. He's a persona.
I know, but he claims to be. So let's say he saw him up there kissing some fantastically hot babe and holding her hand and pretending to be a dad. You could bite off on that.
Richard Simmons is not an actor. He's a persona.
All right, so
I remember.
So RuPaul, you could bite off on RuPaul pulling that one.
RuPaul is also not very much of an actor. So I've not seen a lot of his work.
Well, let's take it to it. How about Harvey Feinstein? Harvey Feinstein rolls in like this big cigarette like this and gets a hold of Barbra Streisand, throws her against the wall, and pretends to stoop her. Could you believe that?
It depends if he was able to do it. I mean, when I see Neil Patrick Harris on this show, I know that he's a really good actor. He does a great job, and he was playing that character. He'd gotten that character before he came out, and he probably, because of your views, there are people like you that feel that way that probably would think that he wouldn't be able to play that job. I don't agree at all.
I kind of see it. I kind of see it both ways. I mean, I look at Neil Patrick Harris, and I think he does the role he plays. I think he does great. But then I look at that guy that was on Will and Grace, who now has that show Sean Saves the World, and he plays like a straight dad, but he's still playing the gay guy from Will and Grace. But he's still like playing the same character, but he's trying to be a straight guy as a single father. That's a little.
He's not straight on the show.
Typecasted, it's kind of a little hard, I guess. I guess if you're typecasted
in that. He's not straight, though.
Okay, guys, you know what? We need to take a commercial break. Sorry to interrupt, but we'll come right back with more Jason Stewart and Kevin Korn and Casper Leach. Stay tuned.
I don't hear a commercial.
You know what? For some reason, we are sometimes we're not able to hear what's happening on the network on our end.
Okay.
So sometimes we can, and I wish we could tonight because we're going to play some of your clips because they made MP3 files out of them and everything.
Sometimes when I shut off Skype and turn it back on, I can make it will work. So why don't I disconnect this all and reconnect this all just a second? If that makes it happen.
Okay. All right, I don't know what's going on now. I don't know what's happening. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, now let's see if this will make the commercial sound.
Someone hung up on me.
Now let's see if you can hear the commercial.
Okay.
Tokers.
Yeah, we can hear it.
That's why. Despite 60 years of spending our money, they failed. 85%.
So I'm just running the ads right now. You want to hear the ads? You want to chat among yourselves for 2 more minutes?
We can chat amongst ourselves for a couple more minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
Which is the guy that said that Sean Hayes plays the same character? Who's the guy that said that?
Is that Kevin?
Me. Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah, just to let you know, Sean Hayes plays a gay character on the show.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but when I saw Sean in the Three Stooges, I thought he was a gay Three Stooge.
Are you gay or straight yourself?
I'm gay. I'm openly gay. I have no problems with it. I have no problems with gay people playing straight people. I'm just saying, when you're gay, you just kind of like stand out. No matter how hard you try to play a straight person, you aren't. It was like when Burt Reynolds tried to play a gay man in a movie once. We all knew Burt wasn't gay. Please.
Burt Reynolds played a gay guy in a movie?
Yeah, he played a gay guy in a movie once, and it's just like, well, excuse me, this.
Really?
Yeah, go check his bio page or someplace. And there's
God.
a couple of other
I
times.
would love to upload because I've had a fantasy about Burt Reynolds my whole life. When he was younger, with like
The guy who was in Rock.
But you know, just to let you know, Burt Reynolds, I had heard this for years that Burt Reynolds. We're off the air, right?
Well, I mean, I'm actually still live streaming on Ustream, but don't worry about it. We have an we have a no holds barred language. We have no barrier here.
Well, I had heard, and this, I don't know, this is all alleged, that Burt Reynolds and Earl Halleman and all these guys, Charles Smiley and Don DeLuise used to have these boys' parties all the time. So I had heard this for years. I don't know if it's a Hollywood wives' tale or whatever, but I don't know. I'd heard this for a million years that Burt Reynolds was bisexual.
And James Gardner played a gay man in two different movies, and on both occasions, you're like, Gardner.
Who was that?
James Gardner, the guy who played Rockford Files.
Oh, he played a gay character in something?
Yeah, and both times you're like, this motherfucker ain't gay for real. So, I mean, there's a lot of them that you bring to the character. You can't.
How about in Brokeback Mountain? Did you think they played very bad gay guys? They always seemed straight in that.
And it was like, when the same time, too, when you're watching the Steve Jobs movie, you're actually watching Kelso play Kelso, not Steve Jobs.
And we're back with Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network on iHeartRadio. In studio today, I have, well, our virtual studio, Kevin Korn from Hardcore Entertainment and the web series Trips. And Casper Leach from Time for Hemp is with us, as well as comedian actor Jason Stewart, who, by the way, has a large resume of acting parts in film and television. As well, and we were discussing, coming out in Hollywood, coming out, as an actor or comedian, and how it affects your career overall.
I disagree with him. I think that just someone's sexual preference. I guess that, to me, it's a very 1980s kind of thing that somebody can only play who they are. I mean, I remember standing in the line for a movie once, and Elizabeth Taylor was in some. This woman was talking. I was seeing a movie with Elizabeth Taylor. I'll never forget it. And this woman said, "I cannot believe Elizabeth Taylor is being in this movie, and I will never go see another movie with her again." This woman said, and another woman said, "Why?" I was listening to this conversation. She said, "Well, she's been married so many times. There's no way that she could play someone who was happily married. It doesn't make any sense."
Well, no.
I thought, well, where does the actor? Where are you allowed to play this? I don't understand the concept that you have to play who you are.
It's the same concept that when Oprah was in this movie here recently about the butler who worked in the White House. When Oprah came on stage as the wife of that man, she came. I don't care what name you gave her. I don't care how she behaved. I don't care what dress she had on. She was Oprah. And every scene, every angle.
So you're not able. So you're just as an audience member, you're not able to see anybody play past anything but what you know about them already.
When they put that much effort into building their own personification, no. Now there are character actors who build themselves as character actors and are able to get lost completely in a character, like the guy who does Reverend Jim and then also ends up directing Frasier for 10 years, and then comes back on and does the Mad Scientist from Back to the Future.
But I think there's some actors that play gay very well. For instance, Ewan McGregor, who happens to be very, heterosexual and sexy, has also played some bisexual parts. And I feel that he pulls them off really well. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis has also played a gay character before. Who else plays gay really well is Robin Williams. And they're able to go back and forth from being gay to being straight. But why does there seem to be a barrier?
He's made it clear if he knows other information about somebody, he's not able to see them playing anything, whether they are doing it well or not. He says that their persona, whoever it is that they do, comes up for him. And I think some people are like that, and some people aren't. But I don't think that should be the reason.
I have problems watching big stars in movies, and again, like Robin Williams, he does. But when I watch him do that, it's like watching for me. It's like watching him doing a stand-up routine with just straight actors around him to feed him his lines. You know, straight men. You know, whether they're gay or straight, I mean, but straight line feeders around him that he's just playing off of. So even when I watch Robin Williams in a movie doing the museum that he did, I think he was in where he was Teddy Roosevelt. I just saw Robin Williams dressed up like Teddy Roosevelt.
Well, I think that's the answer there. That's the way you see things. I remember around 30 years ago, I saw Cher in a movie called Come Back to the Five and Dime Jimmy D.
I remember that movie.
I remember seeing, and you just see it?
I've seen it, yeah.
Seeing it, and I remember seeing Cher play this Southern gal who works in a small town, and I was ready to go in there and just completely laugh and think it was going to be a real kitschy kind of thing. And she came in and she did this perfect Southern accent. She said, "Juanita, it's just so hot in here. I just feel like I need myself an orange crush." And I just totally thought, oh, well, this is wonderful. I love seeing an artist who's well known. I'm the opposite of him. I like the idea of seeing someone get lost in a role and playing something different. I love see people stretch themselves and do things that are different and be creative artists no matter how successful they are. And I think you also never really know somebody until you meet them and you're friends with them. But that's just me. So I guess I have a different point of view on this.
But that's all I was saying was that because there are a lot of ticket buyers like me who can't see past the actor themselves, it's hard for that particular actor who's known to be any type of anything to get any type of different.
Yeah, and I don't think it has to do with anything about being gay or not. I know people who refuse to go see a Tom Cruise movie because it has Tom Cruise in it.
Well, I mean, you know, and he's of course been rumored to be one of the people that are hiding, you know, through the Church of Scientology. I don't know. I mean, do you think that's true, Jason? That there's certain actors in that system?
I've never heard any, you know, in my community, I've never heard anything about him other than the jokes about him, and that I don't know much about Scientology, though I'm to understand that they don't think being gay exists. So I've never heard of anybody who slept with him. You know, I've never heard that before.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I've heard the rumors and this stuff. And it's mostly with people who have done that have been very high. You know, some porn stars and things who have sued him for money. So I don't really know. I mean, I don't have a lot of information. I think of what we do as artists. I think of, you know, when you see someone in a movie, I look at their work and what they're doing. I don't look at who they are and what I know about them. I let that sort of disappear because I think the idea of doing that and not letting people grow and change and be able to do things out of their persona is limiting. And I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. So I don't like it. I don't like that whole idea that we just because you read something in a magazine or see something on a TV show, we think we know somebody. I don't believe that. I think you don't really know somebody until you meet them and sit down and have a meal with them or whatever.
Well,
so I don't.
As a gay
man, that's the way. That's just my point of view.
As a gay man, I don't think I would ever go and try out for a role if I were an actor, even for a straight role, because I would realize that I am a gay man and that would just carry me.
Well, then you probably wouldn't work very much because there aren't that many gay people.
No, but I'm just saying, I don't think I could pretend.
You probably wouldn't be able to make a living.
Probably not.
Because there aren't enough, especially once you're over 40, gay people don't exist over 40 in the media. You know, until you get to, you know, you become the old crone in your 60s or 70s, and then it's usually played by someone who's a big star.
That's almost true. So, like, I always say homosexuality is like the Olympics. It's for the young and fit.
As a straight man, I recently just watched Dallas Buyers Club, and I have to say Matthew McConaughey did a great job. In fact, I think that was he probably got himself an Oscar. If he does, then I'll be amazed. That was a great.
He plays a straight guy who's really racist, who's Texan. Other than him losing, and he does a brilliant persona in that part. He does a great job. But other than him losing the weight, he didn't play a character that was that far from who he was because he is from Texas.
Yeah,
the
he
weight
is
thing.
but I like, and he was extremely like that, but I liked the whole role between him and Jared Leto. I thought that was great. I thought it was a great story. I thought it was just a great movie, and I thought his acting was great, and I thought it was somewhat of a stretch for him because he's usually typecast as like the dumb surfer boy, like playboy, like here stick a pretty girl next to me and let's make a movie.
Right, and he played a very different character. But he's done in the last 2 or 3 years. He's done a lot of great character work. He's doing exactly what the other gentleman doesn't feel that doesn't feel.
I think that's part of
that
being
it's
an
possible.
actor. That's funny. Casper's like, well, I wouldn't even go for these parts, and I was like, because I wasn't sure I could do it. And I'd be like, well, you'd probably be a crappy actor then. That's part of acting.
I think he wanted to grow as an artist. Daniel Day-Lewis is very well known for being a very esoteric kind of kooky guy, and then he played Lincoln. Right. So I mean, you can watch that and go, oh God, I've known him only as a kook, and he played Lincoln, so it looks like this kooky guy is playing Lincoln. I don't know. I remember Sally Field, 30 years ago, was so known for playing the Flying Nun, and then she went to the Actors Studio and came back and did the movie Sybil with Norma Ray and won an Oscar and an Emmy for playing things. When I see her, I don't think, oh God, that's Sally Field. She can't be a multiple personality because she's not.
Well,
she's the Flying Nun. Or maybe she's the Flying Nun, and I don't know, maybe, I don't even, how does anybody play a Flying Nun if they know nuns can really fly?
I know, but it's like,
so I guess, to your point of view, that show should probably never have been made. It's just wrong.
To me, it's just Sally Field doing it again. It's like her doing it. It's like when I watched her in this last role that she played on TV when she was a matriarch of a family, I thought, wow, look, kids, you grew up.
So you keep remembering them in their first part. I had I'm thinking back like when I had done Last Comic Standing, and I was wanting to launch into being cast and things. One of the things that really worked against me was the fact that I had like the spikes in my hair, and I had this sort of like punk rock persona that I had actually created. And realized that people, the casting directors and agents, they go, well, we like her. Well, we don't know. Well, we don't know what to do with her hair. We don't know what to do with her hair. And I'm like, what? You freaking comb it out. I mean, it's just like and I went, oh wow, I can't believe they can't see anybody.
Now that you smoke pot, and how could you play anybody that doesn't not smoke pot?
Well, I probably technically, I've had people tell me, stop what you're doing, you're ruining your career. And things like that. I mean, I've been told that. I've been discriminated. I've had club owners take the marijuana. Like one woman used my caricature for Hollywood Hemptress Hour with the little marijuana leaf. The guy got so irate and angry, and that the person who booked me called me back about it, and they actually put like a decal flower over it, covering it up. I mean, that's how. Seriously, what do you think, Kevin?
That wasn't me.
Oh.
So they're gonna take it, but they're gonna put like an orchid over it.
Right, and I took pictures of it, and then I put it up on my Facebook, and people were going, blasphemy, this is terrible, but. And that's why one of the reasons why I'm making the connection between the perceptions that happen in Hollywood for being gay, or for coming out in it, or how you get cast, or how much money you're going to make. Basically, how far can your career go based on, coming out about your sexuality, which in society might be considered, taboo, or not selling, products to the heterosexual masses that, basically Hollywood does. Same thing with marijuana. It's like I have that, I joke in my act. I say, my friend called me up and said Kirsten Dunst just came out, and I go, what, she's gay? And he goes, no, she smokes pot. I'm like, what, I have to come out for that? I mean, it's like, that's just like, but it's true. I mean, there's, it's like coming out and then coming out. There's people that are in the closet about their marijuana smoking. Why? Because, when you come to a comedy club and it affects your business, and it affects people's perceptions of what they think you are and why you're doing it. I mean, like, if I came out and went, I'm a raging alcoholic, you know what? The door might still swing open for me still. Right.
Well, then maybe you could play an alcoholic in a movie.
Right.
But it's but the hair problem, I don't know what to do about that.
For me, it's not the first role the actor plays, it's the personification they create as they move through their career. I mean, John Travolta at this point, he couldn't go back and do Saturday Night Live at this point because to me it would now just be John Travolta playing.
Well, God, I hope you're not hiring anybody because no one is going to get a job. You're going to have us all like sitting in our house wondering who we are.
Man,
John
Travolta, it cracks me up because I didn't really even know who John Travolta was until I saw Pulp Fiction. But then you go back and I study his
What? You did not know who John Travolta was until you saw Pulp Fiction?
When I was growing up, I was not watching Rhinestone Cowboy and Saturday Night Fever.
Urban Cowboy.
Cowboy with Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And I was told that Dolly Parton was a man, but that's another story.
Until I went back after Pulp Fiction and saw, and then equated him back to like what he was doing now, how he went from like Pulp Fiction to Face Off to all of a sudden he was kind of like this action movie almost star, and then the rumors came out about him being gay, and I was thinking, wow, it's not like he was doing movies with the Bee Gees, like really, like this was a question. And once again,
so if you do movies with the Bee Gees, that means you're gay?
Scientology.
How did the Bee Gees? The Bee Gees are gay?
Bee Gees
I had no idea.
I don't know.
All of them?
I don't know. Probably not. I'm sure one of them got a ton of chicks. I mean, they had a CD out in the '80s. I'm sure they were getting all sorts of whatever they wanted.
All right, we got to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. I want to find out after the break about Dolly Parton being a man. That caught my... Wait a second. Let's go back on this one again. All right, we'll be right back to find out if she is.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and are an OMMP card holder...
Hello?
Cowboy.
You go ahead and chat during the commercial.
Hey, Casper. Let's play one of Jason's clips on this segment.
I don't know. He's gay. If he's gay, he's going to be talking about being straight. I'm going to have to censor it.
What if I didn't want to be gay anymore? Would that be allowed?
Oh, well, we know that's not possible.
So
Every time I get with a straight man, he always turns gay.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I'm that hot.
I'm going to have to look you up. You must be very hot.
Where there's an extra laugh in there somewhere.
I'm never going to work. I'm just going to be sitting around the house wondering who I am.
That's all right. But when you climb out of bed in the morning, you'll figure it out.
Well, Casper claims that he's hung like a tripod.
I can't help it. I'm butt ugly from neck up, but from waist down, I'm everybody's dream.
Did you just Facebook me?
No.
We're not Casper. Someone else did.
Kevin Korn.
That'd be I.
Okay. Oh, Kevin, are you straight?
What's that?
Kevin is the straight one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so hard when you can't see anybody.
Right?
I'm kidding. That's when it's the most fun at the bathhouse.
Well, maybe for you, it's not my style, but...
So, Casper, can we play the Grammy MP3?
I'll be happy to do that.
Thank
yes,
you.
Ma'am.
And we'll talk about Dolly Parton and then or something. Well, I'll segue into it.
Kidding. I was kidding. I don't know.
You know, this show has a ton of, like, I don't know, but it had a ton of traction quick. When I just posted on Facebook and tagged Jason in it.
Uh-huh.
And I started getting messages from people who work for the radio station here in Portland wanting links.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Links to what?
To our show?
Listen to the show.
Oh, well, that's
is that
great.
Good?
Yeah, I would assume so, yeah. I know 107.5 right now is like, I know that somebody that's there, working there, is listening to our show right now rather than doing whatever they're supposed to be doing for their radio show.
Oh, awesome.
So, and then right then I started getting a bunch of messages from random people asking for links, so I'm pretty sure she went and did some promote, like, put it out there.
JasonStewart.com if you want anybody to find me. It's STUART.
Hey, Terry.
Yes.
Terry, can I be a commercial right before I play your bumping music back in?
Sure.
So I can give a promo for the network, since we got that many people listening. I remind that we're a growing network.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to have a piece of Swiss cheese.
Okay.
Is that what the kids call it these days? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
What?
Is that what the kids are calling that these days? Wink, wink, nudge.
I don't know. Does that mean I can't play people that hate me? I don't know.
I'm getting a piece of Swiss cheese. That your boyfriend's there or something.
Oh my god. That's so
I'm going to
funny.
get back into bed.
I'm going to go back to being thrown against the wall. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Isn't it nice though to do a show in your bed?
I had a picture show at Universal that was in development called In Bed with Jason. But you know what? I look fatter in bed, so I'd rather sit up.
Yeah.
I'm lying in bed, the lights are off, and I'm eating Swiss cheese.
I knew it. He's with his boyfriend. It is a euphemism for that's what the kids are calling it these days.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
Me neither.
I used to, but I got tired of putting the patches on and pumping them up.
I haven't had a boyfriend. God, it's been a long time since I had a boyfriend.
All right, I'm going to do a Fox, FAUX, FA commercial here, because we're coming back. So.
Okay.
With the same controls as other drugs prescribed by doctors. I think that's entirely appropriate.
This may sound strange, but I want to pay taxes. See, I don't drink alcohol or smoke cigarettes. I relax with something science has proven is much safer, marijuana. And I want to buy it somewhere that charges taxes to pay for schools and roads, just like alcohol and tobacco. What do you think should buy? Schools and roads or drug dealers?
Visit the Marijuana Policy Project Foundation at joinmpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network, a group of activists who are working diligently to end prohibition. Keep in mind that there are 25 new hosts on this broadcasting network, providing to you 30 programs throughout the course of each week that you can share with all your friends. Find us on iHeart, iTunes, Tumblr, and SoundCloud, and everywhere where people like to get together and take time for hemp.
Time for hemp is like a good joint. It's best when shared. Find us on iTunes and Spreaker. And of course, timeforhemp.com.
Welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network on iHeartRadio. You were in studio. We are in studio with Kevin Korn and Jason Stewart and Casper Leach. And thank you for staying tuned. We were talking previously, Jason, you mentioned that maybe Dolly Parton might have been a guy, or it was rumored that she was a guy.
No, I was kidding.
Oh, you're kidding.
Every Halloween in 14 major cities, Dolly Parton is a guy.
Does it really have to be Halloween, Casper?
So is Cher and Bette Midler, and all the drag queens come out dressed up, girlfriend. They're hot.
You know, they say that as a woman, you've made it if like gay guys dress up like you in drag. Like that's the whole like you've made it to like legendary.
To be honest, I would have hopped in that convertible and gone to Wong Fu with Julie Newmar and all the rest of them boys. That car ride actually looked kind of fun.
I don't know if Cher was serious or not, but she was talking on Oprah was that one of her friends when she was out clowning around in like Nashville or someplace, they were having a Cher lookalike, and she went and tried out, and they said that she didn't look enough like herself to be on stage. They wouldn't.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Charlie Chaplin lost a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest. That's like one of the more famous ones.
That's funny.
Yeah, that actually happened. So I assume if you're like Cher and you like entered it, you would lose to somebody else. That would be so weird, though, wouldn't it?
Well, what? But she had on stage, and she's had a good sense. She told Oprah. She said, "Well, you know, I had to admit the other guys did look better, did look more like me than me."
Yeah, it's kind of weird too. Like when you see casting, maybe Jason can relate to this. It'll say like a Mo Gaffney type or something like that, and it's like, well, why don't they just hire Mo Gaffney?
Until I met Mo Gaffney and worked with her, I actually thought she was a lesbian, but apparently I'm confused.
Oh, you thought Mo Gaffney was a lesbian?
Yeah, I get confused all the time when I meet people. So I think straight people seem to look more and more like us every year, and it's very confusing in terms of in terms of meeting the right guy.
Well, it's hard to tell who's gay or who's smoking pot. I mean.
I know, especially when they do shows in colleges. The kids.
And the terminology gets turned around. Because back when I moved from California to Indiana back in the '90s, the expression "let's go" when you wanted to get high was "let's get blowed." I was out getting blowed. I gotta get blowed after the show. I didn't know this. This really hot guy. I got to Indiana. They wanted to know if I wanted to go back to his place and get blowed. And I thought, motherfucker, I'm sitting there waiting an hour and a half. We're still dressed. We're just smoking a joint. Nobody's getting sexual. What the fuck? Found out that, oh, wow, getting blowed meant getting high. God damn it.
Huh.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Oh,
So.
my.
Anyway, on that note, Jason has some comedy. And
I play some clips.
Yeah, I'd like to play a little clip. You sent me your YouTube videos and I converted them into MP3 files. So I want to play one of your clips. This one's the material that you're doing about going to the Grammy Awards.
Oh, yes.
So I'm in Hollywood, California. And I came all the way out here. And it's so fun because I met everybody. And I was at the Grammy Awards recently. Did anybody else go? Shut. And I sat behind Erica Badu. You know who she is? Beautiful singer, Grammy winner. She has these really big turbans. And I said very politely, bitch, can you move over? Can't you share? You don't want to block the gay guy from Cher. She's ours. Cher was backstage singing, if you could turn back time, she could find a boyfriend her own goddamn age. We all know she's had more hands up her dress than the Muppets. Anyway. She had a blonde wig on. She looked like Ian McKellen in Lord of the Rings. And then Cher starts to sing and everything. It was fun. And then Erykah Badu actually started to talk to me. And she was wearing this sort of African-centric dress. It was all brown with this green tubing and this Velcro that went around in a circle. Looked like she'd fallen down a hill and whatever shit stuck to it. That was the dress. And then you go backstage and you get to see everybody. Everybody was going up and everybody was going down. I thought I was going to see Brad and Angelina, and instead I met Richard Simmons. I don't mean to diss him because he's a brother and a sister.
I never played the piano during my set.
Yeah, that's my bumper music. It's been written by.
I'm only on the radio. I can't see anything, so I thought, oh wow, so I guess I play the piano sometime at the end of my set.
Yeah. Those are all done by a musician named Robbie Jeanette, and he did my theme song. And he co-hosted with me my first week opening this show out.
Lovely.
Yeah. Because it's hard to find comedians. Well, not hard, but I really applaud the comedians and the musicians and actors that are willing to come out and be on a show about that has a cannabis theme to it. Some,
really?
yeah, some people, again, it's like one of those things that, like, for example, I've been told, hey, if I come on your show, I won't be able to get the Disney roles. I'm going to be associated with something that might, and these are people that have, they are in that circle. They are up for those parts.
I've already done kids shows. I was recently, last year I was on The Secret Life of American Teenager opposite Shailene Woodley before she became in the last season of that show. And I'm guessing that next time they have the show, because of doing this show, they're going to block out my head.
Well, here's my thought about it, about, being the first to come out and do a show like this, or, coming out and saying, who you are, that I'm gay, or I support marijuana, or I smoke marijuana, or however, it's part, whoops, we lost connection here. We lost connection. We lost connection. Hey, we lost connection there for a minute, but we're back. Sometimes this stuff isn't a perfect science.
Did we all lose connection?
I think so. Or was it just me?
No, I thought, no, I lost connection too. It shut out on me too, so.
I don't even think Casper's here.
Wow, we just came back in, just let me and you back in, huh?
That's weird.
Still trying to call Northblatt. Let's see if we can end that. See if we can get this going.
And see if we can get, like... Oh, that's Northblatt.
Yep, I stopped his and then got it going. It's calling Casper right now. Wow, maybe Casper's went down.
I don't know.
Look, kick Northblatt out. Now it's just me, you, and still trying to get a hold of him.
We're out. That's weird. Hey, we lost connection. There's 2 people watching on YouTube. So, hey. Okay.
Microsoft Windows tried to restart my whole computer on me.
Oh no.
Yeah, in the process they shut down everything and then said, "Do you want to go back and save your work?" Well, I don't even want to shut down, motherfucker. What the hell? That's Microsoft Windows that did that shit to us. So.
Oh, okay.
You see what Microsoft did to us?
And we're back to being live again.
Okay. All right, we're live. We were off the air for a moment. Of course, like the internet does strange things, computers and stuff, but we're back. We don't have Jason Stewart, though.
Well, we will. Just give me a second here.
Okay. You know what? Maybe we should take a commercial break, because it's time for a commercial break. We're going to come back for the next hour and continue on with Kevin Korn and Jason Stewart and Casper Leach. We'll be right back.
Let me get a commercial queued up here. Just a second. I love live. No, this is the cool thing about live on-air stuff, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. It must have been. Yeah. You just have to roll with it. Sometimes I get excited. I get excited when it messes up.
Can you hear it when I play it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we can get Jason back on.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that, but apparently Windows has been trying to reboot me all day, and I didn't know it.
Oh.
Jason Stewart, come on, answer your phone, buddy.
I don't see him coming up on the screen here.
I do an ad. Conversation. Let's see. Add people. Is there another? Here, let me just. What's this number again? I'll type it in to see if it just pops right up.
Okay. Let me look it up again. I have to go back to the to Facebook. Or can we scroll up? Can we scroll up?
Are you there, Jason?
It's 323-463-7026. tomorrow night we have Jesse Spomberg, Kevin.
Ah, that ought to be interesting.
Yeah.
For the everything drive.
I finally got him. I finally got him to commit to the show.
Nice.
And I work him.
Nice.
He's busy.
Yeah, he is.
But when he goes, well, what time is it? I go, it's from midnight to 2. And he goes, midnight to 2? Well, that's no problem. That's cool.
See if you can add him on your end.
Okay.
I'm having problems getting my, there it goes. Well, it started to. Oh, that's the reason you called me, so I can't add it. You have to.
Oh, it won't let me add anybody.
All right, hang up. I'll call y'all. Let me make sure how far we in commercial.
Okay, all right.
Let's see.
Whew, so weird. All right.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
And we're back.
And we're back. Yeah.
Disney sort of, I guess that means they sort of disconnected me. They found out that I was on your show, and I couldn't be on ABC Family Channel anymore.
Blame it on Disney.
Well, they
I
played
do
my.
most of the time.
I used to work for. I used to be on My Wife and Kids, and that was on the Disney ABC Family lot. It's on. I remember that was on the ABC lot, and now it plays on ABC Family and Disney, and it plays more now. I did 4 or 5 of those, and it plays more now than it did when it was actually on in the early 2000s.
Oh.
Everything went quiet. I looked up at my screen, and it says Windows has updates. You must save your work. Click here to save your work. I click here to do your updates later, and I did my updates later. It said Windows wants to update your computer. Click here to restart your computer. Click here to cancel. It's like, motherfucker. When I clicked here to cancel, I was like, well, you still shut everything off, you motherfucker. You shut down my Skype. You shut down all my browsers. Fuck you, Microsoft.
Well, I think that's way too much information.
I know. I shouldn't talk about my personal relationship with Microsoft and Windows like that. I should just keep that at home. I'm sorry.
I know. You don't want them to, Windows to have a shut off again.
No.
Which is why I skipped the Xbox One and went directly to a PS4.
So anyway, we're coming back
Casper.
now.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What?
You know what? We have that one clip that's 59 seconds. It's the smoking clip. Maybe can we play that coming in?
Coming in? How about when we come back?
When we come back. Yeah.
We can play it coming in. Hold on. Just.
Okay. I should have asked earlier, but.
Yeah. There we go.
Are we on the air now?
Almost. Let's hold on. Let's see.
Almost. And we're gonna play one of your comedy clips before we come back in. The smoking one.
I didn't know whether we were on or off.
No, we're off. Well, we're off, but we're kind of on because I'm always I'm streaming it too.
All the kids now. All the kids are smoking. Where are the smokers? Give me applause for the smokers. Yeah. Look at you. So cute. By the time you're 40, your name's gonna be Sheila. Hi. How are you? You'll be one of those gals that have to put the lipstick on around your lips. You'll have to work in a mall in cosmetics. I want to pierce your hair for $1. Then turn 60 or 70 and say, hey, it's time to draw on my eyebrows. I'm happy. I'm sad. No, I'm pissed. No, you're Sheila. Wanna fuck me?
Welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on Time for Hemp on. Oh, okay. Welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network on iHeartRadio. And in my virtual studio, we have Kevin Korn from Hardcore Entertainment. and the web series Trips that I'm also in. And we have a founder of Time for Hemp and Casper Leach, and stand-up comedian and actor Jason Stewart back for the second hour of Hollywood Hemptress Hour. So thank you guys for being here.
If the internet lets us stay on.
Right. Like you mentioned on the break, you said Disney. We talked about Disney, and then we got shut down. Look how much power they have. No.
Don't say anything. Yeah.
Don't say. It's okay to say fuck on the network, but just don't say Disney. You'll get turned off.
Yeah.
No, actually, we had a Microsoft happening that happened. So, just so the listeners know, we had a Microsoft incident going on. So one thing I noticed in your resume is that you were in a movie called Puff Puff Pass.
Oh yes, I was.
Yeah.
I played that movie was directed by Mekhi Phifer, who used to be on ER, and every comedian you can think of was in that movie. I even think Mo Gaffney was in it. All these great comedians, and I had quite a big part. I played the manager of the rehab center, and where these two guys would go in. It was Danny Masterson and this other, and they were both pot smokers. And it was so funny because I was on a date one night, and I was walking down Hollywood Boulevard, coming from this art exhibit, and some guy was smoking a joint, and he comes over to me, and he says, "Oh, hey man, Puff Puff Pass." And the guy that I was on the date with said, "Oh God, let's walk the other way." I said, "No, that's one of my fans." I could tell because I know that the pot smokers love me. Because every time I would talk to Danny Masterson and he would get caught, I would look at him and I go, drug addicts. It was really a fun movie to be in. It never got released, but it's very, very big on DVD and home video and downloads. The pot smokers love it.
On the next break, I'll play a song called Puff Puff Pass.
Oh, is that by Snoop Dogg?
No, it's by Hannah's Groove.
Oh, okay, because I know Snoop Dogg has had a whole tour called Puff Puff Pass. That was, I guess, I don't know whether it coincided with the movie, but it's about the same time.
Isn't he that
quite a fun movie
American rapper from the 80s?
Oh, I think he's still current. Doesn't he still do stuff?
I'm not sure. Or is he Oriental? I can't remember.
No. Well, no. I don't think they say Oriental anymore since the 80s. But, I think that, but of course, I'm stuck playing gay people, waiting for a gay part to come. So it doesn't matter. What do I know?
So Jason, do you smoke weed, or are you or?
I was actually arrested for smoking weed when I was 16, so I am a part of your tribe in that respect.
Uh-huh.
I was 16 and I smoked a joint for the first time on the beach after I ditched school. And I was in the 8th grade, and it was so great because we got back to school. We were the coolest people that lived for like a week or two. What's so funny is it doesn't really do anything for me, though. I did go to Burning Man.
You did?
And yes, and we had gotten there, and I love cookies. And apparently the only food that we had were these pot cookies, and I said, well, what the hell? And I said, I'm hungry, and the food had not gotten there yet. So I didn't realize that, you really only should eat one pot cookie. I had 6. So I was high for days, and I completely missed the whole Burning Man experience because I was so high. I don't remember what was real. I met this incredible guy, and I thought that we were in love, and I don't remember whether I actually imagined that or it actually happened. And to this day, I still don't know. So I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not a big pot smoker myself, but I have been known to take a hit if I'm someplace at a party, or a glass of wine. But it's not really a big part of my life. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have a judgment on it, and I don't. The way I do feel about it is I do think it should be legal, and I think it should be taxed. I think it's unfair that it's in all these medical marijuana stores. And people are not, you go into a liquor store, you can get a bottle of wine, and all the people that drive and drink seem to cause more problems than pot smokers. They can't even decide to leave the house. Never mind start the car. I mean, I can see them sitting in the driveway for around an hour and a half just wondering where their keys are. So it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, marijuana certainly has helped a lot of people, especially with illness and so forth. So I think it's a drug that is been very helpful to people with all sorts of different ailments. But I'm totally for legalizing it.
That's good. And I always love to hear, when people are for it, but they aren't necessarily a smoker, but they can see why why it's the better choice for it to be legal.
I like it in cookies.
Maybe just one cookie. It
doesn't work for me when I smoke it. I don't get very high from it smoking, really. I don't know why.
Well, it might be your body chemistry. It might be the strains that you're actually smoking. You might not be smoking the good stuff. I don't know.
And I also don't like smoking. I don't like the actual act of smoking.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the act of eating. So
well,
I prefer it to be in a cookie or a brownie or something. Or maybe why can't it just be in a sandwich?
It can be in a sandwich. It could be in soups. It could be. I have a cookbook right now. It's a friend of mine. Actually, I'm going to get her. I'd love to have her back on the show again. She used to be regular on the show, and it's called Ganjalicious, and it's a higher level of food, and it's it's the title of it. And
I ate lasagna once, and it was just amazing.
Salads. There's vegan meals in it. You can make rack of lamb. She has a great recipe for an oil that you can make out of your crock pot. There's tinctures. That you can alcohol. It's basically you put it in alcohol and let it steep for 3 months.
A lot of times people will put some sort of wine into a sauce of some sort. So I don't see why they can't put marijuana in a sauce.
It's wonderful. I've had barbecue. I've had her barbecue sauce.
And I do like Vicodin, so I don't know why Vicodin can't be in my ice cream. Right. I do like a Vicodin once in a while. It just helps me sleep.
I don't know. I don't do well on Vicodin. Like for me, I like to not have any. I try to stay away from the pharmaceutical drugs as much as possible.
Oh, me too. I never take them, but my mother is Jewish. So when I say, Mom, do you have something? She always, when I was a kid, she'd say, oh, honey, let me just cut that Vicodin in half. And she'd cut it in half with a butter knife, and she'd say, here, you'll be able to sleep a little. Or she put a little vodka around my lips because she needed to go shopping. And I turned out okay.
That's funny.
This is for a woman who had 4 husbands. 2 she married, 2 she killed. But that's another story. One of the husbands was a multiple personality, so we call them 4, 5, 6, 7, and
8. So one thing I have noticed is there's, especially in West Hollywood, there's a connection between the gay community and marijuana. Do you see that?
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm not a big West Hollywood guy. I live near Hancock Park, and I'm not a real bar kind of guy, but occasionally I go to the Abbey for lunch.
I used to live right.
To my knowledge, there was no marijuana in any of the foods that I ate there.
Well, no, I don't. I'm not meaning in terms of a recreational aspect or that it's like like everybody's smoking it in terms of recreationally, but with the treatment of or helping with AIDS. And that it's been.
Oh, and there's tons and tons of medical marijuana stores on Melrose.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's also some on Santa Monica Boulevard too itself.
Where did cross come in? There's a little cross, the green cross. Where did that come from?
Well, that's the symbol. That's one of the symbols that you can tell that, like if you look at a building and you see the green cross, that means it's like the instead of the red cross, it's the green cross, meaning that it's medical marijuana treatment.
Oh, they had an Addams Family feeling of some sort to me. I don't know why that came. There was a sort of Gomez and Morticia kind of a feeling.
Really?
I don't know why, but I'm in bed. I've got the covers up. The phone is laying on my face. I'm not even touching it. And I'm feeling sort of snuggly, and I don't know. I wish there was. Oh, there's my boyfriend. Oh, honey, I forgot he was here. He's sleeping.
Buy some Swiss cheese.
By the way,
I'm on the radio.
I thought Gomez and Morticia had a John Lennon and Yoko Ono kind of love, just amazing kind of undying love for one another. They just were a perfect match, true appreciation.
Well, I knew that John Astin was married to Patty Duke, so there's no way I could ever believe it. And when I saw the show and Morticia, I just thought to myself, how did he get this part? And it was so annoying to me. Because I knew that he was married to Patty Duke, and Patty Duke, of course, has a problem. I think she's a multiple personality or some sort of mental problem.
Bipolar, I think.
So I thought to myself, how could Patty Duke even work or leave the house? So every time I see I'm sorry. I don't know, I'm sorry. It's the second hour, and I'm eating pop brownies right now.
Pop brownies can get you though. I mean, like for me, edibles are more dangerous to eat.
Maybe I wasn't even at Burning Man. Maybe I just imagined it.
You ended up in Fresno with a Betty Ha-Ha, and you thought...
Maybe I'm not even on the radio with you right now. Maybe I'm just sleeping.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I'm dead and I don't know. Maybe this is what dead is like. Maybe I'm just completely dead.
Now you sound like you're on pot brownies.
I have them. Well, see, that's why. I mean, why do I even need to get high? I'm so completely nuts.
Well.
Please, no one quote me.
I had an incident on pot brownies. I mean, I completely left this reality on pot brownies. Actually, it happened to me on pot brownies more than any other substance I've had in my body. That's how much.
Mine was pot cookies.
Oh, okay.
And they were gingerbread, and they were shaped like unicorns, I believe. And each of them had a name, and then I felt very bad about killing them. Then they wanted me to put my tent up, and I refused to do it because I didn't want to do it wrong. And then when I woke up in the morning, my tent was completely out of the row where everyone else was. Then I had to spend the whole entire Burning Man in a tent that was completely away from everybody because of the goddamn cookies. So then I got up one morning and I went into the truck, and that's where all the food was, and I was so high that I hit my head on the door because someone closed it, and I passed out for 2 hours, and that was probably the best sleep I ever had, so I don't know if that was a bad thing.
So the guy that you met, you're not sure if he was real or not, or I mean, it was like,
he's right here with me right now. He's still in my mind. I do love him. Maybe that's why my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, because the whole idea of the pot guy keeps coming around.
Right. Now, was this after he hit you in the head and left you in the food truck?
No, I hit my head myself because someone closed the door, and I didn't see it because I was high.
Yeah.
And I don't really like oatmeal, so,
Oh, that's hilarious.
I want to go to Burning Man, but I don't want to be so high that I have no recollection of it.
It took me days, and then I left because everybody that was in my camp was on LSD, and I couldn't communicate with them. So I felt so alone that I left. And they didn't want you to leave. It's very difficult to leave, you know, when you're at Burning Man. They don't want you to. So I went to this circle, and that's where everybody, you can get coffee or you can get directions on how to get the bus out of there. There was a girl there standing there, and she had on this dress with one of her boobs hanging out. And I said to her, I said, where do I get the bus? She said, well, you can walk to the left, you can walk to the right. And sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. So then I finally found the bus station, and I found this woman that looked like an old handbag. And she said, well, what time does the bus come here? And she said, well, there's a guy that's going to be driving to San Francisco, and he can take you to the bus station. And I said, well, what time does he get here? She said, well, she borrowed my car a day ago, and I haven't seen him since. And I said to her, well, that means he didn't borrow your car. That means he took it. And then she seemed very upset, and she continued to put on some mascara. So I waited there with this redheaded guy who could not get laid to save his life. And I said, you know, I can't believe that you're a Burning Man and can't get laid. I'm in love with a guy that doesn't exist. So we waited there, and he said, why do you want to leave? I said, because I can't find him. And so we got in this bus that sort of looked like something from the 70s. And there was this long table, and there was like carpeting on the walls. And then I brought all my stuff with me because I brought a rolling bag. I didn't know that you were supposed to bring knapsacks and things. So I bought this rolling bag and this thermos full of protein bars. And when I got off the bus, I put a sign that said, I'm going to San Francisco. I need to go to San Francisco. I will pay for gas, or Sacramento. So I got off the bus, and I thought, well, I'm going to have to hitchhike, and this is going to take me a long time because that's where my car was, because I'd come up with these other guys in a truck. They came in a truck. I came in this trailer that was so old. It was driving like 9 miles an hour. But anyway, so when I got off the other truck that looked like the 70s, I got off it. I tried to hitchhike, and I literally got picked up immediately because one of the kids there was a big fan of It's Sunday in Philadelphia, and I had done an episode. And they said, oh, you're the guy from It's Sunday in Philadelphia. I said, how could you know? He said, I'm obsessed with that show. Get in our truck. And then I got in the truck. I'm not kidding. And then they drove me to Sacramento. And then they actually had, and they were really nice. And they had this apartment there. I was able to shower. And I swear to God, enough dirt came off me that you could build a sandcastle. It was everywhere. And then I had to there were still flights out because it was too late. So I had to take a bus from Sacramento to San Francisco to get my car. And, that was a nightmare. I'd never been on a bus. There was this gal, Lawanda, and she said to me, if you buy me a Diet Coke and chips, I'll make sure that no one rapes you. So I did. And we get off the bus every, couple hours, and there was this terribly sad couple, this young couple that had 4 kids under the age of 5. And apparently their car had been stolen. They were going from Kansas City to Seattle. And the mother smoked the entire time cigarettes. And during one of the breaks, when we got out of the bus to get, I guess, gas and pee or whatever we had to do, she was smoking, and some of the ashes has gotten into one of her kids' hair. So Luana took my Diet Coke and put it out. I'm not kidding. And then there was Jose, who was singing Come to the Florida Sunshine Tree in the back of the bus. He sang that nonstop. And then there was a little Asian guy who said he wasn't gay, but he just wanted to kiss me. And, and Luanda had been in prison. And I said to her, well, what are you doing? And she said, I just got out of prison. I said, how did you get into prison? She said, well, it wasn't really prison. It was jail. Me and my husband were driving, and they stopped us, and apparently, I had some cocaine in my purse, but it wasn't mine. And I said, well, where's your husband? They said, well, they haven't let him out yet. I said, well, where are you? She said, I have to go home and pay my bills.
Oh, my God.
So she actually Lawanda was going home to pay her bills. So apparently, sending him a check in the mail was not something that she was comfortable with doing. She liked to go in person. So I finally got to San Francisco to go pick up my car where it was parked. That's where my group started off from. And I remember I went to this hotel, went to sleep. I was so exhausted. Got up, watched Barbra Streisand and Prince's Tide, cried for 2 hours, and then drove home.
That's hilarious.
Best Burning Man ever.
Ever. We got to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
I don't know whether it actually happened, but, you know.
On the left hand side, I say, pass that don't cheap on the right hand side, I say, lift your chalice if you're feeling high, you know why you puff like praise, Rastafari. Okay, Buddha makes me feel irate, I know why I feel free, yes, I'm talking sincere, so come on, puff off here if you know what I mean, so pass it around, baby, cause it's obscene, don't hug the green.
Sunshine, free to live. Thank you, God, to God. Share and live. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give. Share and live. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give. Share and live. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give. Share and live. Got a puff, puff, give.
That was Hannah's Groove here on the Hollywood Hemptress Hour. Now back to her fabulous Hemptress here on the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network.
Thank you, Casper. That was a nice little intro back. Welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network. And with me is Jason Stewart, stand-up comedian. That was a hilarious story of your trip coming out of your pot brownies and trying to get home from Burning Man.
Burning Man, yeah, it's very true. It's
well,
a little longer.
Do you have more?
I tell you what happened at the bus station. Oh, the bus. There's tons of stuff that happened. Yeah, I could talk about it for an hour.
Well, let's go with more. I want to also let the listeners know that we also have Kevin Korn with us from Hardcore Entertainment. But yeah, I want to hear more about the.
It was just a very, it's a great experience. I mean, it is somewhat drug oriented. The art is beautiful there, but when I got there the first day, when I got up in the morning after, they had a sandstorm that lasted 7 hours, and we had to sit in, a tent. I felt like I had paid to go to Katrina. It was just sort of awful. You know, I'm a Jew. I need a hotel room and a bathroom, and then you have to shower naked in front of everybody. Now that didn't bother me, the naked part, because I look pretty good. But it's just the water was so cold and the wind was blowing, so you're trying to take a shower and it just keep getting dirty again. You know. It just didn't make any sense to me at all. And of course, you know, you see a lot of naked people walking around, and it's never the people you want to see naked. It's the people that should never be naked, that should have their underwear painted on. And then some people recognized me and wanted me to perform, and God, and you have so little energy there, and people can't really pay attention to a comedy show because they're so completely out of it. So I don't know whether I really did comedy or I just stood there. I don't know whether to use it as a credit on my resume or not. So for several years, I've thought about it.
It's not easy being ugly. When I first moved to Portland, I had to go to the mayor's office and get a permit to allow me to be out in a swimming pool between midnight and 6 a.m., but not near a street light. So, otherwise I can't be out in public. I'm not allowed to even be seen in the sunlight. It's just, there's a lot of regulations to this.
That little Chinese guy told me I couldn't feed you after midnight, too.
Exactly.
Well, that's just sad.
So, what made you go in the, like, why did you want to go to Burning Man? Was it, I mean, like, what
I wanted to experience it. I wanted to, you know, I also try really hard to be a part of a group. I'm not very good at being a part of a group. So I wanted to go and be a part of this group. And, you know, everybody was just giving their first name. And then somebody said, you sound just like that actor, Jason Stewart, comedian guy. And I said, well, I am him. And that's so I wanted to fit in so badly. So I read the list of all the things you were supposed to bring. And I brought a regular tent, not realizing, you know, because I didn't want to be like the diva and bring a really big tent. Well, apparently everybody in the camp was a diva but me, and I had this little shit tent. And my back went out, and it was just a mess. And I couldn't find my contact lenses, and I had to wear glasses for a day. And, you know, maybe that's why the guy that I fell in love with, you know, maybe because I wasn't, you know, wearing my regular contact lenses, and the glasses were pretty old. They weren't really my new glasses, because I didn't want to bring my new glasses to Burning Man. What happened if I lost them?
Right. Did you go by yourself?
Yeah, which was also a mistake. You really should go with friends. You know?
Yeah. I haven't been yet. I want to go. But now that you're saying that, you know, the windstorm and having to take a cold shower with other, I mean, I don't mind taking a, you know, cold shower. My body's pretty good too.
But no, I hated it.
I don't mind being naked.
I need to be clean, and I need to be clean. I can't be dirty 24 hours a day. It's just not me. It's somebody else. It's somebody who. It's just not me.
But but what a journey, though. I mean, in a sense, to go. I mean, were you wanting to do hallucinogenics? Were you wanting to trip, and maybe have, you know, I mean, because here's the thing. I'm learning. I mean, I believe that there's certain plants and herbs and experiences that only happen, like a psychedelic gives you an insight, a spiritual insight. You know, like people go to Burning Man to just be free, to let go of themselves, it seems like, or, you know, to explore other parts of themselves. Was that something that, I mean, that's what I perceive. Is that something that you were going for?
It's about, for some people it's about art, for some people it's about drugs, for some people it's about spirituality, for some people it's about nudity, for some people it's about just living off the land. It's different. It depends, you know. I like the idea of just letting go of everything, you know. But it was 4 years ago, before, you know, smartphones were so popular. I don't know if they would, you know, if they would work there now. I don't know how people would let go of all that. Things have changed so much in the last couple of years. My smartphone now is laying on my head, and I've got my head to the side, and I'm in bed. So it's almost like it's attached to my head.
I know my cell phone is my umbilical cord to the world.
Are you one of those people that can't just turn it off?
I cannot. I'm always searching for emails and checking for updates and doing. I can't. No, absolutely.
Well, according to you, it doesn't matter. I have to play the same fucking part for the rest of my life.
Yeah. And your point, sir?
I'm so sick of you.
No one knew Neil Patrick Harris was gay when he was playing Doogie Howser.
Well, then he was a child, and I don't know about you, but I thought he was an actual doctor.
That's why I go to him to this day for checkups regularly.
Hey, we have.
And when I saw Whoopi Goldberg in the color purple, I thought that it was the 1940s. It was a documentary.
Now, see, I can believe Oprah Winfrey's character in The Color Purple.
Well, I was almost going to bring that up. I was going, what about The Color Purple? Because I felt that she really she nailed it on that one.
Oh, no, I knew it was Oprah from a talk show. And I thought, I thought it was Forrest Whitaker because they look exactly alike without the makeup on.
But as soon as she started doing her talk show, it became that Miss I Love the World, Miss Angel Network, and always shouting out down the here's Cher. After that, you said no matter what she plays, she's just Oprah, which is fine.
You know what bothers me about Oprah though, because my mother loves Oprah. Like I told my mom, I go,
well, don't say anything wrong because I hear she'll have you killed.
Oh, really? But what got me was one day I watched Oprah, and I never watched the giveaway shows and things. She goes, and guess what we have today? A new car! And people just going crazy, and and then here's this ring. It's got it. Oh!
The audience didn't even care. It's shit in the box!
It's shit in the box! Oh my god, yeah.
Ellen does that now. Now it's Ellen. Now it's Ellen. That's all she does is
Ellen does it now too. Oh my god, it's Snatch in a box.
It's Snatch. That's funny.
It's a shopping gift card. You're going to Target.
Yeah, I mean,
totally replaced that whole thing. Yeah.
Don't you knock Target? Target's the best place to go to get your high Sunday going to church clothes.
Well, I mean, but here's my thought is that here's all this materialism, like these things that get given out on these game shows to people, like and here's the O ring. It's got diamonds with the O for Oprah.
I saw an Oprah. I'll never forget it. Tyler Perry was on, and it was one of those shows that she would do Oprah live on Fridays. And Tyler Perry was on, and they were talking, and it was around Christmas time, and he said, well, he was telling the story. I bought Oprah a Bentley for Christmas, and I had it delivered. And then Gail called me and said, oh my God, I didn't get one. And for some reason, the delivery service forgot to send Gail her Bentley. And I thought, oh my God, I can't believe the country, this is in 2008. We're having the whole banks crash, and they're sitting there in that show talking about Oprah and Gail being upset that their Bentleys didn't come on the same day. I thought, dear God, these people are insane. They could feed a small, they could pay for her fucking school with a Bentley or something, or feed a country in Guyana or something. I mean, it just seems so complete. There is a strange dichotomy with that in Oprah because she loves beautiful things.
There's a lot of them out there. I think that same way Kanye West, every time Kanye West opens his mouth, I think that same thing.
Yeah, but you cannot breathe Oprah's and Kanye West in the same breath.
Whoa, don't tell him that.
Seriously, Oprah has done some tremendous things around the world and in this country, where Kanye West compares himself to Mandela and Barack Obama. I don't know, he named his kid Northwest. The guy is this close to retarded. I mean, why don't you put a sign on that kid? Why don't you put a sign on that kid going, like a tail, going, beat the shit out of me. Kim Kardashian is my mother. I mean, God. And what did Kim teach you? She taught me how to shop and make a porno film. I mean, that's all. I already know how to have sex, and I hate shopping. So what do I need to watch this bitch's show for?
Nike not letting me make more than 12 shoes is the same thing as 12 years a slave. I feel like I'm being enslaved by the corporate world because I got more shoes to make, and Nike doesn't want to make them.
Is that what you said?
Yes. Quote, Kanye West. This guy is, like you said, half retarded. He says the most retarded shit I've ever heard, and then people like go out and buy his music. I don't get it. It is like crazy. I don't know.
Well, I don't understand.
I don't know if he's I don't know if he's like stupid crazy or if he's like genius crazy, and he really says this shit just to like get
I think it's both.
A little bit of both.
I think he's an idiot savant. I think 20 years from now, his life story will be the new Rain Man. And Tom Cruise will play him, and maybe Liza Minnelli will play the other part.
Oh, that'd be great.
I don't know. For me, like a lot of this has lost its charm for me. You know, it's like you start to see the hypocrisy.
He got on stage and tried to steal that poor little retarded girl. What's her name? Taylor Swift. Isn't there something wrong with her?
She looks like an elfkin.
I don't know. I don't understand her celebrity, but the fact that he tried to steal her Grammy is the most insane thing I'd ever seen. I mean, that made me think this guy is 5 minutes away from his own trial.
Wow. Well, we got to take one more commercial break. We'll be right back for the last segment of Hollywood Hemptress Hour. Stay tuned.
Laughed for like the last 5 minutes straight. He called Kanye West half retarded. I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, I don't know which half is. That's the problem.
After that, everything after that was just made me giggle. I just couldn't.
It doesn't matter. I'm gay and I'm never going to work again according to that other guy. Apparently, I'm going to have to wait for the Elton John story. You know. And of course, I can't play that part because I'm not British.
Oh, boy.
Well, Kevin and Terry, check your Skype windows. I sent you 2 photos and a link.
Okay.
One is called I Love My Santa, and the other is My Favorite Stone. Those are the 2 photos. And I sent you a link to my favorite Disney poster, and it's all the Disney characters fucking each other.
Oh, don't do that because you don't want the radio to go off again. Paul
Krasser's been a guest on my show, and he hired that done for his magazine, and it ended up being a very popular poster in the 70s. Go to paulkrassner.com, Jason, if you're on the internet. It's our Facebook page.
Honey, I've been bad.
Well, don't you have your internet cell phone there by you? I mean, I can't. Even when I'm in bed, I got my cell phone in my hand.
Oh my God, that's great. That Disney poster is great.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And then check out those.
Terry, email it to me.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it right now. It's an HTTP. You can just look it up on the internet. Matter of fact, I'll send it to you on your Facebook right now.
I'll put it on Facebook. Yeah, everything should go on Facebook.
And then check out the 2 pictures that I sent.
Would you prefer me to email it to you?
No, Facebook it.
Yeah. Because you know what? I have your face. I'm on your Facebook.
And then share it, and then tweet it, and then lick it.
Tie me up and say that, bitch.
What?
I really do not like Kim Kardashian and that whole thing. I think they've ruined. You can ask me about that. I think they've ruined television.
She also said she deserved a star on Hollywood Boulevard.
Who said that?
Kanye said his wife, and speaking about Kim, he didn't say Kim, but he said his wife deserves a star on Hollywood Boulevard because they.
Wait, does he have another wife?
No, he said because they revolutionized reality TV. That's what he said.
Are they married?
Yeah, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Oh, they're not married? Oh, yeah.
I thought she was married to a guy named Humphrey or something.
Chris Humphreys. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I guess they're not legally married yet, but that's who he referred to. But he was saying she deserves a star on Hollywood Boulevard for redefining reality TV.
The only way she's going to get a star on Hollywood Boulevard is if somebody draws it on.
That's what I said. I said, what has she done other than make a porn movie?
That's not a correct. Well, Tyler Perry hired her.
What, Casper?
Who did not download the pictures that I sent? Was that you, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm on a weird laptop.
Terry, you're gonna love those photos. Too bad you're missing them, Kevin. We're coming back in 10 seconds.
I'll send them to you, Kevin, through Facebook.
All right.
452-2244. Answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Integral really is your sunlight in a box.
Welcome to Hollywood Hemptress Hour, or welcome back to Hollywood Hemptress Hour. We've already been here for a while. On the Time for Hemp network on iHeartRadio, and we're in the last segment here. I've got Jason Stewart from actor, comedian extraordinaire, and also Kevin Korn from Hardcore Entertainment and Trips, and then also we have Casper Leach with us tonight.
Can I do a little plug?
You absolutely can.
Well, I will be playing this Friday night at the John Lovitz Comedy Club here at Universal City in Los Angeles, California. And so if anybody wants to come, and then if anybody wants to see me again, I have a couple other dates in the Los Angeles area. Go to my website, jasonstewart.com, STUART. And if anybody is at Sundance, I will be in the movie Love is Strange with John Lithgow and Marissa Tomei on January 18th.
Sweet.
Wonderful.
And every Tuesday at noon on T-Radio V, I have my own podcast called Absolutely Jason Stewart. And next Tuesday, I'm interviewing Academy Award-nominated actress Sally Kirkland.
Oh, I love Sally Kirkland.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've had everybody on the show. And then the next week after that will be Russell Peters. And then after that is David Koechner.
Oh, you've Russell Peters. Wow.
Very cool.
He's from Anchorman, and Russell Peters apparently is the biggest comedian in the world, other than the United States.
Yeah, he's very popular in India.
All over the world, yeah. He's a really nice guy.
Oh yeah, I've watched some of his stand-up on YouTube. I like him. So now,
he's extraordinary, good improvisational comedian.
You have had can you give some more of your past guests? Because I was looking at your website. You've had Rick Overton on the show.
Yes, I have. He was on a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
He's terrific.
Yes, he is.
He's a pot guy.
Yes, he is. Yes. Now I would like to bring something up today because it's happened. I've been posting it reposting on Facebook. But Uruguay, am I saying it right? Uruguay.
Uruguay, not your way.
Your way.
Isn't that a movie with Richard Dreyfuss?
Uruguay just legalized marijuana across the board.
Honey, what does it matter? No one knows where it is.
They know now.
It became a popular tourist attraction.
Right.
If you can't find it, you're so high you don't know where it is anyway.
Look, it's gonna be. I think my guess is it's gonna be where people are gonna go. The airplanes are gonna go. More people are gonna be scheduled to go to Uruguay to go smoke.
How can they schedule it if they don't know where it is?
That's what travel agents are for.
Right. I think it's in Spain, isn't it? Or it's in the is it in Spain? I think it's in Latin America. It's Latin America.
I went to high school in Los Angeles, California. I danced in a circle and they gave me a diploma. I don't know where anything is.
Yeah, well, apparently I don't know how to pronounce it either. But they legalized marijuana, and if they can legalize it, no, from what I can tell from what I've read so far, one of their main reasonings is the president just and believes and they feel that the drug war does not work, and that for them to just legalize it across the board will take away the crime factor. It could be taxed. There's money in it. There's money to be had by it, and it makes more sense to go ahead and legalize it. I'm with them.
Well, okay. Go buy your ticket. I'll wait here.
Uruguay is right next to Paraguay. So far, I'm learning a lot.
Is there Chinese food there? That's all I need to know.
I'd like to announce a thing that's happening at the ACLU, and this will give you a chance to say things.
You're sounding more and more like you're slurring your words. That's all I have to say.
Oh, it's probably the problem with this.
So, for now on, you can no longer play a character on television that is not slurring your words. Because that's how I feel.
I'll be Fester Brooks' younger brother.
I see you as a person who slurs their words. And I could not believe you played any other character.
Terry, this will help you segue into the last comedy bit that you've got.
Okay.
It's from the ACLU. Whose love stories will win the most outrageous gay weddings ever? You decide.
Is this a clip of mine?
Yeah.
The ACLU are chipping away to help 5 same-sex couples have a big gay illegal wedding to highlight the unfair patchwork of state marriage laws and why it's important for everyone to have the freedom to marry. We're giving $5,000 to couples with the best ideas for how they'll cross state lines to tie the knot. Do you and your special someone have a great idea? Enter for your chance to win or vote for your favorite couple here at weddings.aclu.org.
Well, thank you, Casper. So yes, let's go ahead and play Jason Stewart's clip before we.
The one about same-sex marriage?
Yes.
All right, just a minute here.
Go ahead and play it, and I'll give somebody $5,000 if they can get me a decent house that exists.
But dating is hard. Now, all the straight girls say, give me the single straight girls. Give me a pause. Single straight girls? Yeah. You be careful if you go to the clubs later, because there's a new date rape drug. I just cut to the chase. I take it before I leave the house. And I feel very spiritual and psychic about dating, so whenever I go on a date, I always know when I'm going to have sex. Because I pay for it. But I want to get married. Shouldn't I allow me to get married, yes or no? I want a husband. I don't want a boyfriend or a life partner or a sex buddy. Then again. If you get married, you get everything. You get tax breaks, you get insurance breaks, you get this really cool bill. You walk down the aisle, you get family and friends there. And I need new kitchen stuff. I want to go to Crate and Barrel and I want to sign up for shit and just get it for free. You know? Come on, straight people. It's the year 2009. If you let us marry each other, we'll stop marrying you.
I love that last line. If we'll stop marrying you.
Yes, and you can buy it on a T-shirt. I used to sell it.
Really? I actually canvassed for to overturn Proposition 8 So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, and I marched on Santa Monica Boulevard when it happened.
Well, then I think you can no longer play a white supremacist.
So I don't like gay marriage. That was one of the nice things about being gay is I couldn't be trapped into a long-term relationship.
Well, no one's going to marry you because you are not a person that likes marriage.
Well, I
You can no longer play a married person.
That's true.
Yes. You will not be able to play a married person. You will just be able to play a radio personality. And then very rarely is there a part for a radio personality that's gay. Ah!
My question is, what's the big deal about getting married? I mean, if you really want all that crap, can't you just go find a lawyer and sign a legal agreement and just be done with it? Why do you have to jump up and down, make the whole state circle around your little happy ass?
Prenup. I have my prenup ready, but apparently it's imaginative because none of my life is real.
Yeah, but you don't need to get married to do it. You can get a lawyer and get the same agreement, can't you?
I don't really want the marriage. I want the wedding.
Oh.
Oh,
I
really?
want to walk down the aisle. I want Barbara Streisand and Bryan Adams sing "I Finally Found Someone."
Oh man, you can have Michael Bolton on backup.
I don't like him since he cut his hair.
Well, he's getting a lot of work this year, though. He needed to buy some Christmas gifts for somebody. Probably owed Oprah and Gail a new Rolls Royce.
No, it wasn't a Rolls Royce. It was a Bentley.
Oh, Bentley.
So we are down to our last 2 minutes. I want to make sure everybody that you plugged everything that you want to plug tonight, Jason, or is there anything else?
Just go to jasonstewart.com, STUART, and say hello to know that this show actually exists and that we're not in some sort of marijuana haze. I want to know that I was actually here. I feel like I have a contact high from the three of you.
Well, whatever works. I mean, maybe if getting a buzz is just from other people, then more power to you, right?
Well, I'm on the cannabis show, and my reputation is now ruined because I can no longer play someone that doesn't go on a show about cannabis.
You can't do Disney.
Now, if he works for ABC Disney or Disney again, that no longer can be a valid excuse for a guest to say they can't do the show.
You know what? I don't really think it's going to affect Jason. I think he's going to be fine. It's when you march in the streets and allow newspaper people to take pictures of you doing it when you get fucked over. When
I'm going straight to hell, but I'm going to wear a Speedo because I hear it's hot.
Well, that's what people, when I was working to overturn Proposition 8 for gay marriage in California, I'd be in front of Trader Joe's and I'd scream out, legalize gay marriage, and people would say to me, they go, "You're gonna go to hell for that. You're gonna go to hell for that." I'm like, yeah, well, I might be going to hell, but it's pretty sure it's not about this.
Well, I mean, please, they say you're gonna go to hell. I mean, come on. Where else would I want to go? To heaven with all the straight people wearing white after Labor Day?
Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Jason, and being willing to step into the world of cannabis and not being afraid and open-minded, and I really appreciate it. And also I want to thank Kevin Korn for being here tonight and co-hosting with me, we've got a lot of stuff on the horizon, which we can go into more next tomorrow night. And
okay, well, I think if you could just lower the hours of the show just an hour or two, I think it'd be better because I think I'm so tired right now. I don't know whether this has really happened or I've slept it or I'm in a dream. I don't know who I am. I'm my mother, I'm my daughter, I'm my mother, I'm my daughter, I'm Faye Dunaway in Chinatown. That's who I am.
So, yeah, but you know what? We have a European...
No wire hangers!
We have a European market too, so we're prime time in Germany. How do you feel about that, Jason? You might.
Oh, great.
You might.
I'm a Jew, so they can all invade.
You might find a German boyfriend.
Well, I did meet a German guy in Palm Springs when I was there recently, and he was very nice. And I was the daddy, and he was the boy, and it was. Oh, it's really too much information.
Well.
But I am the daddy, and I do have candy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's in Hollywood.
Come here, little boy. And I want to thank Casper Leach for being here tonight, and for all your input and support and being a part of the show. And that's it. We're done. We'll be here tomorrow night with Jesse Spomberg from Spike Church TV. So tune in.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, thank you, Jason. Thank you. You were great. Thank you.
I hope I didn't cross the line.
Absolutely not. There's no line to be crossed here. Yeah, we don't have any. We don't have any language barriers or anything like that. You were wonderful.
I get silly sometimes when I'm tired.
Oh, I loved it. It was wonderful.
Oh, that's an excuse.
You behave like every gay man was supposed to behave. You stayed perfect. No problem.
I'm perfect. Oh my God! I'm gonna call my therapist. I'm waking him up. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
It was nice meeting you. Thanks for doing the show. It was really informative. It was nice meeting you.
My pleasure. Take care, everybody. Facebook me.
It was nice meeting you.
Okay, I'll Facebook you. Guten Abend.
He was fun.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
He sounded like a gay